Hello again, YouTube. Wow, I just had one of the most uniquely hood experiences. Oh, look at that. The striping just got done by the city of Phoenix. It is nice and bright and visible. Props to the city of Phoenix. You know, as much I like to diss the city about some things, I every time I go to another city, especially being in LA, I realize just how good Phoenix takes care of its roads. And I know there's some issues, and I mean, you can hear this one's a little rough, but overall, I mean, look at this. This is nice. Like the stripes on the road, I can see them. That was a challenge for me driving around LA. Anyway, I get sidetracked in my mind all the time. Yeah, I just had like the most crazy hood experience. So the woman that I said that I saw at the corner of my eye as I was rolling out of Pack-In Store, or whatever it's called now, it used to be called Pack-In Store. I really have this issue with remembering when things change names. Anyway, the storage formerly known as Pack-In Store. I saw her out of the corner of my eye as I was pulling out. She was waving at. She was totally waving at me, trying to get my attention. I can't remember her name. I can't seem to remember anybody's name. But she, we've had several conversations. She's the manager of the storage there. I kind of gather that woman is her best friend. And they're both fairly elderly. And I'm thinking that the woman was well in her arms trying to get my attention is the older of the two. I wish I could remember her name, but at any rate, she's oh, and she just texted me. Yay. She's an absolute sweetheart. Older lady, she's got some disabilities. I don't know if she can walk at all. When I see her, she's usually in a motorized wheelchair. She is a little on the heavy side, and that may be part of the issue. But she's anyway, she's elderly. She's got some medical issues, and she's like many people in her situation. She's living on Social Security. I don't know what else that she has coming in. I don't think it's much. She's living on public assistance, and and I don't think she's physically capable of working. And at her age, she shouldn't be working. When I was a kid, I remember people retired like in their 50s, like 55 or 60. People retired. This is what they did. And I wish growing up I would have been taught a little bit more about how to plan for that. That was I didn't really get the memo about that until I was well into my 40s and had already fucked that up. But she's anyway, that's her reality, and it's not an unusual reality in the United States. People that either didn't plan for retirement or didn't have the cards never, the pieces never lined up for them to do that. And she's living in one of those, I was talking about the old hotels on, the old US 60 hotels along Van Buren. She's living in one that's been basically turned into weekly pay apartments, I think. Or maybe they do weekly, monthly, whatever. It still looks like an old hotel. It looks like a really run-down hotel, but basically she's renting a hotel room, an old dingy hotel room, as an apartment. I don't know her details on that. I mean, it's really none of my business. But from what I've gathered from our many conversations is that there are a lot of people that are living in those that are elderly, and they're on SSI, and they're living on a very, very limited fixed income. And after what they pay in rent, they have like next to nothing. That their SSI covers their rent. Probably get food off food stamps, and that's their existence. And be till they die. Anyway, we both like thrifting, but she's not as tech savvy as I am. And she found a couple of Blu-ray players, wants to make sure her and her friend that are the manager at Pack and Store, whatever it's called now, have Blu-ray players. Because now Blu-rays are pretty common. It's not unusual to find Blu-rays. Like when I got into Blu-rays were expensive. I got into it in 2007. But Blu-rays now, I mean, to many people, they're considered obsolete. Well, you still buy Blu-rays? Well, why don't you just stream? Guess what? Not everybody has internet. I have great internet, but I'm just not a fan of streaming. Just not a fan of it. I like owning my shit. The internet goes out. That's probably once the internet goes out, that's when I want to watch a movie. I'm on YouTube till the internet goes out. Anyway, in good faith, she gave me, I think I mentioned this earlier, she gave me a couple of Blu-ray players to set up for her. One of them was a 4K player. I did have a good conversation with her. She has absolutely no need for a 4K player, as I assume. So I'm gonna hook her up with another Blu-ray player. So I'm going home right now to fix that up. And I didn't really get to explain what kind of crazy hood shit happened when I doubled back to try to talk to her. But I'm gonna do that. I promise I'm gonna explain that in the next video. Because it was really funny.